We had learned that there was a briefing for the governor and the Civilian Military Task Force on the status of the EIS process at this point in time. And of course, none of the senators were invited to that.
The head of the governor's build-up office, Paul Shintako, says this is because it was a briefing made at the request of the build-up office for the chairs of the Civilian Military Task Force. He says the request was made after they learned that JGPO Executive Director David Bice had given some new information on the buildup to people who attended a buildup-related business forum known as the Hita y Marianas Forum in San Diego.
We got some tentative dates, or at least a target of when the final EIS will be coming out. They briefed us that it'll probably be the last week of July is what they're shooting for. And then expecting to see a record of decision early September. First week of September would be good for them.
Shintako says they also spent quite a bit of time talking about whether or not JGPO could complete the military buildup by the 2014 deadline. Several factors have already affected the timeline of the buildup, including a lack of funding for Guam infrastructure and the recent attempts by former Japan Prime Minister Hatoyama to renegotiate the terms of the U.S.-Japan realignment agreement.
Anywhere from 3 to 5 years, extending the construction period or the actual emplacement, getting the construction done and then having all the Marines in place. So if you look at 2014 as the official agreement date, you tack on 3 to 4 years, you're looking at 2017, 2018.
Shintako says that on the bright side, this should smooth out the drastic economic rise and drastic economic decline that will occur if the buildup happens over a shorter period of time. Shintako says this is still all in the speculative stages. One of the problems is the uncertainty of funding. Shintako says they are currently looking into whether or not port funding was part of the cuts included when the Senate cut millions of dollars for Guam from the Defense Appropriations Act. So while the funding is still uncertain and the timeline has been stretched out, Shintako says JGPO officials still plan on beginning the buildup this year. Clint Rigel, PNC News.